Hello everybody. In this video, I will try to answer one of the questions asked in this particular channel as a comment. The question asked is, if Jupiter is in retrograde motion in a house, in a particular horoscope, and Rahu is in the previous house, then this particular Jupiter be considered on the Rahu Ketu axis or not? This Jupiter is in retrograde motion, right? So let's take an example here. See, the Jupiter is in retrograde motion in the 6th house, let us say. Now, Rahu is sitting in the 5th house and Ketu in the 11th house, obviously. Then can I consider this Jupiter to be present on the Rahu Ketu axis or not? So, why this question arised? See, when Rahu is in the 5th house and Ketu is in the 11th house, then if any planet is sitting in the 5th house or 11th house, then I can say that planet is on the Rahu Ketu axis and it is an afflicted planet. But here clearly the planet Jupiter is sitting in the 6th house, then we generally don't say that this planet is on the Rahu Ketu axis. But still, why this question is arised? Because Jupiter is in the retrograde motion. Because in Vedic astrology, we say whenever a planet is in retrograde motion, its influence extends strongly to the previous house as well. So here Jupiter sitting in the 6th house and Rahu Ketu axis on 511, but this Jupiter is in retrograde motion. So as this Jupiter is in retrograde motion in the 6th house, its influence extends strongly to the previous house, that is the 5th house as well. That's why this question is arised. Now, can I consider this Jupiter is an afflicted Jupiter? Can I consider this Jupiter is sitting on the Rahu Ketu axis? So you need to understand this retrograde effect here. So just imagine whenever a planet is sitting in a particular house and it is in retrograde motion, its influence would also extend to the previous house, that is for sure. The problem here is, just imagine a teacher, this Jupiter is the teacher here of course, is sent to teach in a big university, and the university name is Service and Health. Because why I named that university as Service and Health? Because that is the 6th house. Right here in our question, in our question that we are discussing, the Jupiter is in the 6th house but is in the retrograde motion. So if it is a Jupiter with a forward motion and it is 6th house, it is in the 6th house, then we just say the Jupiter means the teacher is sent to teach in a school or in a college or in a university called Service and Health, because those are the 6th house significations, service and health. If it is forward motion, that is fine, but this particular Jupiter is in retrograde motion. What it means? This Jupiter is also called by his old students the 5th house. The old students are related to the 5th house. 5th house is related to creativity, and also let's name it as a drama, the University of Drama. It's a drama school, right? So the students from the previous house, that is 5th house, that is a drama school, or keep on calling this particular teacher who is sent to teach the Service and Health, that is the 6th house. Is it a kind of disturbance, right? It's a kind of disturbance, because the previous students are calling him, hey sir, please come here, please don't leave us, please come here, like that they're calling. But in addition to that, there is a Rahu's influence, so the calling is a kind of, it's a bit stronger, right? So here this particular teacher, the Jupiter, who is sent to teach in the school or college of Service and Health, that is the 6th house, even though he is trying to work on this sixth house things, of course he is working on them, but he's also being called by his old students. By his old students. So what we say is this teacher's wisdom is gets a bit disturbed with Rahu's obsession for desires, shortcuts, and karmic drama, because that is the fifth house. When Rahu is sitting in the fifth house, he creates a lot of desires, shortcuts, and karmic drama as well. Right? So the wisdom here, the teacher, the Jupiter is in service, is concentrating on health, is concentrating on discipline, but he's clouded by Rahu's illusions in romance, creativity, or children related things. You're getting it? Because Rahu is sitting in the fifth house, and it is just not the Jupiter is actually influencing the fifth house. In the fifth house, Rahu is also present. Rahu is a kind of smoke, it's a cloud. So here Jupiter, who is trying to work on service, health, and discipline areas of the sixth house, is also clouded by Rahu's illusions of this fifth house related things that are romance, creativity, and children. So the native may try to serve the sixth house related things but get pulled into speculations, shortcuts, or a kind of risky ventures. That is the fifth house, because Rahu is also present in the fifth house. So Jupiter, the guide, becomes like a teacher dragged into a noisy classroom next door. Even though technically Jupiter is not present on the Rahu Ketu axis, but still this Jupiter is pulled. There is a kind of pull here from Rahu's field. You're getting it? So when Jupiter is in retrograde motion near Rahu here, just retrograde motion is not the most important thing. It's retrograde motion. In addition to that, it's near Rahu. Even though it's not on Rahu Ketu axis, right? It's just next to Rahu. And it is trying to influence Rahu's house, and Rahu is a kind of magnetic field, and it tries to pull this particular Jupiter's energy as well. So Jupiter cannot express its full natural qualities in the sixth house, right? So by this retro motion, Jupiter looks backwards. It becomes more a kind of introverted, reflective, and karmic Jupiter. See, generally, whenever a planet is present on the Rahu Ketu axis, it is not a kind of normal planet, because it is pulled by two forces, two invisible forces. It is in the karmic pull of two invisible forces called Rahu and Ketu. But here, of course, Jupiter is not on the Rahu Ketu axis, but it is pulled by this particular Rahu's karmic balance. The karmic balance of Rahu is related to the fifth house. So even though here Jupiter is trying to work on the sixth house matters, the fifth house matters are pulling this Jupiter. Right? So how this feels in your life, basically, see, you know the truth deep inside, but you doubt yourself before acting. This kind of situation may arise in your life. You want to give guidance, but your voice gets overshadowed by a kind of noise that is Rahu's noise, you can say. Kind of your decisions are delayed. You rethink again and again before expressing yourself. Your wisdom is valid, but the world may not accept it immediately. People may resist your advice until time proves it is right. Because your Jupiter, your wisdom is actually pulled back by Rahu's karmic balance. So it's not very clear. It's not, the Jupiter is like, if you observe, in olden days we had radio channel, but there was a kind of static noise. So the radio channel was not so clear. There was some noise. That noise is Rahu in this case here. It's not so clear. Jupiter may try to work on the sixth house matters, but it is not going to express completely. You're getting it? So Jupiter is sent to a classroom, but there he is a bit disturbed by the previous classroom things. The wisdom of the Jupiter is still present, but it cannot express freely because of this noise from the previous classroom. The calling, continuous calling from the previous house things. So retro Jupiter near Rahu is not a just normal thing. It's a karmic lesson for you. The universe is asking, can you hold on to your wisdom even when surrounded by all these illusions, chaos and rejections from the fifth house? Are you able to work on your sixth house matters even though your fifth house matters are pulling you back into this karmic magnetic field? So here the soul, here the lesson here is the soul learns that patience, that inner faith and expressing truth slowly, step by step, not in a direct way. So this is a karmic lesson. So fundamentally, technically, you can say Jupiter is not on the Rahu Ketu axis, but you can clearly see, you can interpret its impact. Your Jupiter is pulled back by the karmic balance. Your sixth house things are pulled back by the fifth house karmic balances. Right? So that is the interpretation here. Thanks for watching this video.